Today, I want to show you, we're going to or highlight a new feature that's been added to your eMedix account. So if you're with the eMedix clearinghouse, you may have noticed it. I actually didn't even notice it for a couple days when it went live. When you log into your eMedix account on the home screen, underneath this performance overview, you have this online dashboard. And if you're like me, I'm just programmed to just jump to Claims Connection. So I didn't even notice it for a few days when it went live. But it is on the bottom half of the screen. It's called your dashboard. It's eMedix dashboard. And it's really awesome. It's going to be able to give you some charts, some percentages, is like your main number. So you want to know your totals. You don't have to go into Claim Connection and add things up. You can get all that information right here on the dashboard. You can print it to PDF. You can export some of the stuff. So it's pretty awesome. If you double click on the picture of the dashboard, you can open it, or there's a button down here, a hyperlink down here at the bottom that says Open eMedix Dashboard. When you click on that, it's going to open in another window. It'll give you another tab in your windows. And this is what it looks like. If you don't see that on your main home screen, that just means for whatever reason, it wasn't added to your logins. It was supposed to be added to everyone. So if you don't see it, please let us know and we will get it added. You can just shoot an email to training@azcomp.com and we can get it added to your user login at the permission level. But when you open it, I just want to show you a quick overview of what it looks like. And then in just a moment, we'll jump into my demo account so we can kind of show you around. So this is what it looks like when you first open it in that second tab. It does maximize on the screen, so it looks bigger than it does on that home screen. And so in the top left, you have some sections here. You have your pie chart. Again, you have your percentages. And at the bottom of the screen, you have your list of claims, depending on where you click on the top half of the screen. So this is what it will look like. And here are the different sections to break it out for you. So on the left-hand side of the screen, this is where you access all of your filters. So you can filter your dates. You can filter, if you have multiple accounts, if you are a billing service, this is a great tool. You can select which account you want it to have your totals for, or you can select all of your accounts. So if you have multiple CP IDs, like your submitter IDs for your clearinghouse, you can select multiple to include that data in these charts here. And then you have at the top, it shows your dashboard sections. You can click on the different sections. So it always opens up in the overview screen. This is the screen we're in now, but there are different sections if you just want to look at responses or payments or denials. You can jump to those different sections. And then right in the middle, number 3, this is where you can see all of your different charts. So you have some pie charts, some bar charts, your percentages, your grand totals, dollar amounts, payments versus charges. And section 4 is where you have the claim list. Again, this claim list down here at the bottom will change depending on what you select or click on the top half of your screen. I do want to point out, though, that you cannot click on the claim and edit from the screen. You still have to do that in the claims connection screen, but this just gives you a list of the information, as far as how you're doing. So this is like your dashboard of your stats. So, and then number 5, way in the top left corner, this lets you switch between your dashboard. And if you just want to look at charts, you can click on charts. And then number 6 in the top right corner, you have settings. Under the settings, and I'll show you in my demo account, under settings, you can make some default settings in there if you'd like. All right, so I'm going to show you my demo account here. All right, so on the left, we're going to start here on the left corner. This is where you can change your filter as far as the time frame. So you click on the little calendar icon there, and it gives you these options. So you can say, if you select last, that is saying over the last day. So over the last 24 hours, the last week, the last month, the last quarter, last year. And you can switch to current as well if you want to do today, claims only for today. current week, current month, and so on. You can also switch to previous, and then you have your custom and advanced, and then no filter. You actually can't do no filter. You do, for this filter, you do have to select a date range. So I'm not sure what that is there, but I've tested it, and you have to have a filter for dates because it has to know what date range you want. Under advanced, this is where you can put in your own date range if you'd like to do a custom date range. So I'm going to hit cancel because we already have what we need on our screen here. And then under TPID, this next filter here, this is if you have access to multiple TPIDs or multiple separate accounts here in eMedix, this is where you can select one of them or you can select all of them. So if you leave it empty, it's going to include all TPIDs. If you click the drop down and select one, then it's going to change to that TPID. And then the claim status, this drop down will give you a list of the current claim statuses for the claims that it pulled during that time frame. So right now I only have some that are on hold and rejected. I don't have any accepted because this is a demo account. We can't send live claims to them. So they all rejected under this demo account. But pretend there's some here on the pie chart, like in the in this one here, where these are all the different statuses. You have, if you look at the pie chart here to the left of that, you have processing, rejected, retransmitted, hold, transmitted, and accepted. Those are all your different statuses that you have to choose from. So just ignore the fact that my demo account only has two. My pie chart's not colorful. So that's, but this drop down here is where you can select between the two here, or excuse me, between all of the statuses, not just two, whichever statuses you have on your claims. Once you change your filters at the very bottom, you're going to hit the apply filters button. That's when it's going to update and refresh your screen here, your dashboard, to apply the filters that you selected on the left from your default. And so your pie chart here, I just want to show you a few other things. I know this, again, this is fake data, and because of PHI, we can't show you a live account that has accepted claims. We don't want to get hit with a HIPAA fine. So up here in the top left on the pie chart, I just want to display here, show you that you can click on one of those sections in the pie chart. So if I click on the green for rejected, it then just loads the claims at the bottom half of the screen that were rejected. If I click on hold, it switches to show my claims that are on hold. So here in this next section here with 100%, that's saying my first pass rate, it was 100%, meaning these claims made it over to the clearinghouse. And then 12%, actually, let me switch back to rejected. So if I go back to my rejected ones, now you can see here my pass rate. Actually, it's including both now. So now I'm including all claims. So for all of my claims, my eMedix pass rate, first pass rate is 66.7%, meaning all the total claims transmitted, 18 claims that were transmitted, 66 of those were accepted by the clearinghouse, and 6 of them, to the right, it shows 6 of them were rejected by the clearinghouse. And then below that, it gives me my total dollar amount that was rejected. To the right, it's going to show me my rejections here. Total rejections. To the right of that, where it says payments, I have no data because these are, again, fake claims for my demo account. We don't have real payments that came back for those. So no data for payments, but yours would definitely display your dollar amount. Again, just to remind you all, I'm sure you've heard this before, but it can only calculate the payments that came back if you're getting ERAs back, the electronic remits sent to eMedix. If you're pulling those from the payer's website or you are getting those on paper in the mail, the clearinghouse cannot calculate your payments if they have no idea what they are, if they don't get those electronic remits to know that they were paid or not. So this payment section is only going to display for ERAs that were sent back to eMedix clearinghouse. If you're not getting ERAs from the clearinghouse, I would highly recommend it. It saves you a ton of time, and when you can post them electronically versus manually keying in all of your payments. I would also advise Every once in a while, if you're getting paper EOBs, check the payer list to see if those insurances can receive ERAs, because they add more and more payers to that payer list for ERAs. Often, it saves the insurance companies a lot of money too. So there's definitely going to be a lot more payers getting on board. I've seen a ton of them over the past year get on board with ERAs. So definitely check your remittance list, or the payer list, to see which ones you can now enroll for those. All right. So now I'm going to show you the next section here at the very top, the claims section. So right above that pie chart, I'm going to click on claims. And this is going to take us to our claims by payer code. So these are they're separated by payer ID. So you can see the different payer IDs here. So the second one, this is our Aetna, and it just shows there's a claim count. There was 5 claims out of that. The total 18 claims, 5 of those were for Aetna, and it gives me the total sum of charges. The next section to the right, where it says eMedix rejected claims by payer code. So it looks like some of my Aetna claims did reject. It says I had a total of 5 that rejected for Aetna. And then underneath that, I have Cigna. My 62308 is my Cigna payer ID, and I had 1 that rejected for Cigna. If I click on the claim count for Aetna, my dashboard updates, and it's going to display all of those 5 claims that rejected for Aetna down at the bottom of the screen. And same thing if I want to switch over to Cigna. Here's my 1 Cigna claim that was rejected. So that is what that part is. Now, when I click on Aetna, you'll notice on the top left corner here in that first dashboard under eMedix claims by payer code, it hid the rest of them because when I clicked on Aetna, it applied a filter. You can remove the filter over if you go to the very, very far left-hand side of the screen. You can see here where it says eMedix payer 60054, that applied that. It's called a cross filter because I clicked on it. So I can remove that just by clicking the X next to it. And then now it displays all of my payer codes again. So now if I click on another one, I'll click on this third one, you'll see it applied that filter in the top left corner for 5861. And none of those were rejected. So it's not displaying anything in the pie chart, or excuse me, in the bar chart to the far right. So I'll click that. The next section I want to show you are responses. I don't have any live responses on this demo account, so I'm going to revert back to my screenshots for that. Here's the responses tab, and this is what it looks like. So on this screen, when you click on a detail message from this list, so if I clicked on the, in this example, I clicked on invalid ICD code. When I click on that, it then shows me all of the claims it rejected for invalid ICD code, and it's just going to be ICD-10, unless you sent a 9 code, but ICD-10 go down at the bottom. So that came back showing me all of my invalid codes, and actually next to the detail message to the right, it does show me the error data. So it's going to give you the data that was missing or invalid. Of course, if it's missing, it's going to be empty, but invalid, it will display what information you sent across that pulled from your Medisoft or LITAC. So yeah, so you can click on each of those different sections and it will display those list of claims that had that error message. Also, let me jump back to the live one again for just a second. When you click on the little 3 dots, you can actually download this section of the chart. So if I wanted this claim rejected by a payer code section, I can download it. If I want to download the list of claims at the bottom that were on hold, or the ones that were rejected for ICD-10, or any of these lists that we see in the bottom half, if you click on those little 3 dots in the top right corner of that box, you're going to see a section here where you can download it. You can download it to Excel or download it as an image like a screenshot. So you can do either one of those. So if you have staff or someone else who needs to work on those lists, or just for yourself anyways, you can do either of those. So I just wanted to point that out. So that is your responses section. Again, this section for responses, this shows the top 10 rejections. You're not going to see a list of every single rejection, but this is basically going to show your top 10, which is most likely going to be, hopefully you don't even have 10, but your top 10 different rejections that you're getting back, so you can see what the, who the problem childs are. If there's a trending issue there that you need to work on. So now we're going to go to the payment section. The payment section in the top left corner is your remit totals. So this is going to give you a list. Again, you're only going to see these here if you're getting ERAs sent to the clearinghouse. And so in this section, it is showing you all the payers that remits came back from. And this one does list all of them. So this one, you'll notice it does have a scroll bar. You can scroll all the way down and see all of them. If you click on one of these payers, then it's going to show all the list of remits for that payer down on the bottom half of your screen. And again, you can print the bottom half of that screen out. You cannot click on it to look at all the detailed remit. Again, you'll need to go to either Remit Manager or go to one of those claims to pull up the remit. So this is, again, just giving you, it's a dashboard. It's not where you go to work your claims or work your denials, things like that. It just is giving you the list, your totals, an overview of how you're doing as a whole. But you can export it, if you needed that list to make sure to reconcile with the checks you got or EFTs in your bank. You can print this list out to reconcile or export it to Excel file and just save the file. And then in the top right corner, it does give you the average days to pay. And so this is a really nice feature because then you can see how long it's taking, the average. Sometimes people will call in and say, well, I haven't gotten a remit yet. And I say, well, what is the average day to pay? And hardly, most of the time they say, I don't know. They're not sure how long each payer usually takes to pay. And that is a valid point when you're looking for missing remits. So, and then we're going to go to the next section, and that is denials. So denials at the top here, again, it shows the top 10 denials. So this one's only rejections and denials, both only show top 10. So this one, if you click on the adjustment reason or the adjustment code, it's going to list down below the claims that were denied for that reason or that had that denial code on them. And it does give you the total count. So again, you can see who your problem childs are. You can sort by that total count. You can reverse sort it. You can also sort by insurance down here to see, what insurances are you getting for those denial codes, for those denial reasons. And then the last section is last 12 months. So for the last 12 months, this gives you, again, an overview so you can see how you're doing. So the top left, we'll start there, eMedix rejections by month count. So it gives you all of the months and what's your rejection count. The claim count, the bars are your claim count. So that's showing how many claims you transmitted. And then there's a light blue line at the bottom where it's actually showing your rejection count. So hopefully that stays really low down there for all of you. But this is a great tool so you can see your trend. Hopefully, if you did have it, that bar was high at one point, that light blue line, if that was high at one point, hopefully it's going down low because you're getting less rejections. So that would be a great thing to see. And then in the top right corner, you have eMedix rejections by month total charges. And again, this one's just going to show the blue bar is going to show your total charges for the month. And then the blue line down at the very bottom shows the rejected charges. So again, hopefully your trends it's going down. And then in the bottom left corner, we have eMedix first pass rate by month. So that gives you your percentage. That one you want high, way at the top. So that's showing you the claims that when you first transmitted your batch of claims, the totals that were actually accepted by the clearinghouse, when the clearinghouse received your claims from you, and then they did a scrub. That's what that is, the eMedix edit pass rate. And then to the bottom right, your eMedix rejection type by month. And so this is showing you payer rejections versus eMedix rejections. So the dark line way at the top is showing me the ones that my rejection by month from the clearinghouse, and then the blue line is showing my payer rejections. So the payer rejections are probably going to fluctuate a little bit more than the clearinghouse. As a payer, of course, when the claim hits the payer, they scrub for way more detailed information like member IDs and if the patient still has a valid active insurance coverage. So things like that the clearinghouse can't check for. So that one may fluctuate a little bit more. All right. And so, yeah, that is the new feature in eMedix. And again, somebody did ask where to access that. So let me just go back to that main screen again, and I'll show you. So when you first log in to your eMedix portal on the home page, it's going to be in the middle area here on the bottom center section of your home page. You can click on the picture of that dashboard, or there is a link in blue at the bottom there that says Open eMedix Dashboard. When you click on it, it's going to open up in a separate tab and on your screen. So you can still click back, and it's nice. I like that it opens in a separate tab because you can actually, if you have two monitors, you can move the dashboard on one monitor, and you can move your open up and go into claims connection on your second screen. So you can actually work those claims in those lists as well if you needed to see more detail. So yeah, I hope you all like that feature. And yeah, again, if you don't see this on your home screen when you log in, you can just shoot an email to training@azcomp.com, and you'll need to give us your TP ID, which is going to be in the top right corner of your account. Let me go back to my live one here. Give me just a second. Okay, so in the very top right-hand corner, when you log into your eMedix account, it's going to give you, mine says the demo AQ8, but it's going to give you a 3-digit, it's called the TP ID, a trading partner ID. That's your eMedix account ID. So when you send us an email, let us know the account ID. Let us know your username that you're logging in with to eMedix, so we know which one to add access to. And so that is the eMedix overview.
Hey, thanks for watching our video. If you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, and also do us a favor and click that like button. Thanks again, and see you on the next one.